In this video, we are going to talk about the SEO, the most recent factors and criteria. The SEO nowadays is divided into two subcategories: on-page factors and off-page factors. Okay, let's get started with on-page factors, which means the changes you can make on your page, on your website, on your page structure to make it better in terms of SEO. The very first factor in on-page SEO is meta tags, which is the first thing usually people say when search for something on Google. For example, I search for pizza Italy, and you can see that the term pizza in Italy is repeated in meta descriptions, and Google makes them bold. For example, here you can see Italy pizza, and there are many examples to prove that how meta descriptions are important in terms of SEO, especially for Google and people who search for something in your website. The things you have to consider for meta descriptions: firstly, Google hates duplicate content either in your site structure or in your meta descriptions, and it's better to have having a blank meta description rather than duplicate metas. And if you duplicate the content of the meta description of your website, Google usually ignores you and ignores showing you in the first page or any page of the search, and send you a warning that in your Google Webmaster that you have to change the duplicate content. Next is your sitemap URL structure. Currently, we got two kind of sitemap: first HTML and second XML. There are many tools to create or generate an XML sitemap and submit it to Google Webmaster to make it easier for Google to crawl your website and to index your pages and content. Next is keyword density, based on the keyword analysis you have done before, which means the number of all keywords, number of all words in your content on your page divided by keywords. Some researchers believe it should be between 2 to 4% or 3%. Somebody say it's not important anymore in the newest Google algorithm. But it's still important to have 2 or 3 keywords or synonym in your content, especially in the beginning paragraphs. It is suggested to have a different phrase of keyword rather than repeating an exact keyword over and over. For example, if you have a website about e-commerce, you can use e-commerce, online shopping, buying and selling, online selling, and the terms like this, rather than repeating the keywords again and again. Next is having HTTPS or SSL certificate, and it's so important either for search engines or for customers and users. People may trust more to your website because it is secure, and SEO search engines love HTTPS and secure websites, especially if you have in e-commerce in your website or you are doing money transaction inside. It is proved by evidences that Google gives higher ranking in terms of page ranking for those websites that use HTTPS. Next is heading and bold texts. Different size of text in your content, in body of your content. It is still important, at least H1 and H2 tags. It is suggested to having at least one H1 tag in the body of your content and multiple H2 tags, and it's also suggested to put your keywords, those keywords that you found based on your keyword analysis, and repeat them in the H2 tags. The rest of the H tags like H3 to H5 or H6 is not important anymore. Google simply ignore them. Next would be broken links or files, either internal or external. We have two kind of broken links, internal and external. Internal are that broken links and files or corrupted, which is corrupted or misplaced or placed in the wrong place, or corrupted files and emails, which is caused by you, the webmaster, or the staff. Or it can be the page that's simply deleted and the address is still in URL structure or sitemap. That's why it's recommended, if you have a dynamic website, it's better to set the sitemap generating of your sitemap on automatic or daily basis, rather than ignore them for weeks or months, because you may have tons of broken links, and it's eventually leads your SEO ranking drops. And the broken links may be external, which are links and files which is created by users, especially if you have a P2P marketplace or crowdsourcing website, and it also makes your website down. And if you have a mistake URL in somewhere in your website which is not correct URL, or does not exist, it makes an external broken link. Alternative text are still very important for search engine spiders. Google doesn't know the content of your image unless you create an alternative text. As you know, Google cannot recognize the subject and the content of this image, and it just look at these tags that is alt register.my domain, and also the title, which is Malaysian domain name, and it links the information provided by webmaster to this image for research. Page load speed is also very important. Google rank faster website higher and consider better score for them. It is also very important for other ranking websites like Alexa. And finally, the most important thing is the content. SEO specialists call the content as a king, because it is a king. Google loves new and fresh and quality content, but it also hates the duplicate content, and it penalizes you if you use duplicate content in your body of your website. If you're out of idea how to write new and fresh content, look at this website, have a look, bust some more, and there are tons of idea about the writing about the content, and the subject is categorized by different kind of classifications. Besides mentioned on-page factors, there are many other factors like W3C standards, the quality of the code, and page responsiveness, mobile friendly, and many other factors. But the mentioned factors are most important in the latest Google ranking algorithm. User experience, or UX, is the most important off-page factor that may affect your SEO ranking or page ranking. UX is defined by the bounce rate, number of page views, average time on site, action taken on site, what people do on your website, funnels follow-up conversions, conversions or no number of transactions, which is very important. Google counts every transaction of your website if you put the transaction code, analytic code on your website. And also the engagement, engagement could be anything, like comments on review on your landing page or post. The defined factors are influenced by user interface or UI, whatever the UI is better, the UX is will be higher. The quality of the content, which is very important, it helps the average time on your site, and it may eventually leads to more conversion or more sales. So the content of the quality of content is very important. The information, website structure, very important. Important content about the fold is very important. Get the solution what they want. For example, if they search for something, they should find the solution in your website. If they redirect to your website, your website should be secure. It affects. It is very important for customers, and it should be responsive, accessible in mobile and tablet and any other platforms. And the site loading is very important. It shouldn't be more than 3 seconds. And the most important is the quality of the traffic you bring in your website. If you buy a ton of millions of traffic from countries like India and China, Google may find you are cheating and drops your ranking. That's why SEO specialists emphasize don't build links, earn links, create a very quality content, and encourage people to link the content of your website in their website rather than push or buy fake traffic. This is a very good information revealed by Google, which shows to which part of a screen people look more. And the right area has higher view, and you can see the first, second, and third search result has the higher chance to click, and also the right side, which would be ads. And so until the fifth one has a good chance on click, the rest almost zero. So Google AdWords are still important. Based on statistics, only 50% of people can recognize and can distinguish the difference between ads and organic results. Only 50% of people knows which one is AdWord or which one is organic ranking. So it is still very important to rank first, second, and third. With this introduction, we're gonna start to talk about Google AdWords and the basics. First, how Google ranks the AdWords? The answer is by Google Quality Score, multiplied by your bid. But Google Quality Score contains the keyword relevancy, the landing page of your ad, historical performance. It has a database of your performance, click-through rate or CTR, how many percent of people have clicked on your ad. If you have higher click-through rate, it shows you higher. It gives you higher ranking, and also ad relevancy. This explains how Google AdWords rankings work. Imagine this is the formula. Your ranking equals quality score multiplied by the bid. For example, if your quality score is 7 and your bid is $1, your ranking score is 7. But if you have a quality score of 7 and your bid is $1.1, it would be $7.7, and it shows you higher. It shows your first, and it would be the second, respectively. If your quality score is 8 and you put $1 for bid, your ranking score would be 8. But if your quality score is higher, 9, you can bid lower, 90%, and you are still 8.1. So it's very important, your quality score and your bid. This is the Google AdWords creation procedure. You will have a headline, 2 lines of descriptions, display URL, and the exact URL, destination URL, and do you want to show it in your mobile or not. And these are the character limits of each one. For example, for headlines you got 25 characters, and for example for description number 1 you got 35 characters. If you want to get higher click-through, it is recommended to put these words in your headline, description line 1 and description line 2. For example, for headline, better you have promotion or free, or at least a keyword of your advert. For description line 1, variety of and choices of your product, explain about your product description. And this is very important. Description line 2, you should have a call to action. For example, book now, register now, try it, get it, sign up, download, or terms like this. SEO versus PPC. In PPC, I mean the paid AdWords and Google AdWords, you have limited characters either in title or in description compared to SEO, I mean organic. You have more control in PPC of your message, and you can test it and you can find the best message of your ad, and it would be immediate action. But in SEO it may take 3 days or even many days to get re-indexed, and you can find the best message of your ad in your PPC, but in your SEO sometimes no, and you cannot claim. In PPC you have a great and variety of choice of targeting and filtering in terms of language, country, demographic, city, and you can narrow down the states and cities. But in SEO, no. The return of investment, or ROI, in SEO is much higher because you don't have to pay for that. In PPC it's lower, but in PPC it has immediate result, but in SEO it takes 6 months or years for your page to get indexed in the first or second page of Google results. In PPC it's really easy to measure and track and find the success of your ad, but in SEO it's not that easy, and it only costs that when people click on it. But in SEO you don't have to pay anything for any clicks. In the end, either PPC or SEO organic needs a lot of resources, human resources. You should have dedicated staff, 1 or 2, dedicated for doing SEO and or PPC analysis. They should have time, and they should have money, and you should have money to support them. So in conjunction with these 3, you will have this dark area which would be your success. So you should have human resource, money, and time to having good SEO and good PPC. Thank you.